I'm going to go ahead and just do everything from scratch. If you have completed this drawing, the 3 views of this drawing already, you can open that file and we can do the... No, I'm not going to start my W formatting yet. And we can do the isometric from there. There are a couple of things that we're going to have to do different for the isometric view that we haven't had to do before. Because again, just like how the fillet tool doesn't work, the chamfer tool doesn't work as an isometric view for this either. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to quickly knock out the 3 view drawings here, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the isometric view. Which you'll notice on the page is only at half scale if you look at it on the drawing. We're going to draw it in full scale, so I'm not going to make you do that. Especially when there's no reason to with AutoCAD. If I really wanted this at half scale, we'd come into our layout and create another viewport and make that viewport half scale. But we'll see how we do. Okay, so I'm going to start off with front view just like normal. I'm also going to move my keyboard away from the other end of my desk because robotics was last and I needed desk space. There we go. Come here. There we go. Can you still hear me? Alright, there we go. I tugged on my camera cord and I could have unplugged it. But it didn't. Alright, so 0, 0 is my starting point. Definitely my drawing layer. Turn on orth. Hey Liam, you mind muting, please? Okay, well that was fun. Anyway, 0, 0, and oh, I guess I could start the line command again. There we go. Go. And the length is 4 and 5/16 here, so 4 hyphen 5/16. There we go. And the height of our shape is 3.125 or 3 1/8. I'm going to bring this back over here. Instead of typing anything, I'm going to hover over my starting point so I get a line to snap to, that green thing. And you can double check, it does say 4 and 5/16 there. And then click on the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to click close. There we go. So what was happening there is my origin, that's the icon that's down here, was getting in the way. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn that off. And I would actually recommend that you guys do this too, because it doesn't really serve a whole lot of purpose unless we're working in a 3D shape space. Or, and I mean this legitimately, if you're colorblind, you would want to leave it on because you can't quite see where the red and green are, most likely. It'll probably all look gray. And then those would be the only reasons that I would leave the use. Those are things that I really don't need when I'm drawing in just a 2D space. So next up, I'm going to click the fillet icon, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of these top 2 fillets. The radius, which by clicking is 0.25. So I'm going to click there, and press enter to activate the command again. There we go. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and do the offset command. And 1 and 3/16. There we go. So that took care of the bottom. Actually, I do think we did this as a class before because I remember doing what I'm about to do in a minute, which is holding off on finishing this part until I finish the top view. Oh well, I'm already this far in, might as well finish it. So I'm going to do offset again. This time I'm going to do 1 as my offset distance and bring this down. This is going to represent the center point of these holes that go through the back. I'm going to do offset another time. This time I'm going to do 1 and 3/16. Whoops. Do that again. Offset 1-3/16, not space, and click that, and there. Obviously those lines are too long, but they do give me the center points for this information here. I'm going to click the middle, and we're going to do the big one is a 1/2 inch in diameter, so I'm going to de-enter, 0.5, enter. Again, click the center point, de-enter for diameter, and the inside is 0.25, and that takes care of both of those. Selecting that, I'm going to choose copy, select the center point, and put it over here at that point. And then I'm just going to delete these. Okay, so next up, I'm going to do the top view. Here, I'm just going to go to the center and come up 1 inch, and then over to here for my scaffolding line, because since that fillet's in place, it'll be hard to find 1 inch away from that. I guess I could just type 1 1/4 because that's what it would have been, but it's okay. Alright, so starting from this point right here, I'm going to go ahead and make it green so I can delete it in a minute more easily. Get out of that, start a rectangle, and I'm going to go ahead and just do a rectangle that equals the size of this. So 4, and my printer is making weird noises. 5/16 by 2 3/8. There we go. Select it and explode it. And then I'm going to use offset for the majority of this. So first one is going to be 1 inch. Offset again, this time 1 3/8. Oops, press enter. 1 3/8. And do the same thing from the opposite side. Trim, get rid of that center section, and get rid of those, and get rid of that, and then I can delete the green line. So that's the basic shape of this. Offset, I should have done this just when I did the first 1 inch offset, but I didn't. There we go. Chamfer, which is under the drop down for fillet. It has a 1/8 inch chamfer, so we're going to set distance to 0.125, and then press enter, so it'll be a 45-degree chamfer. And then before I start doing it, I'm going to click on the multiple button, because that'll let me, without needing to do anything else, go through and do all 4 of the chamfers that I need to create. Having those done, I'm going to connect to the end points of the chamfers and carry them down to the bottom of the front view to finish it real quick. There we go. And then I'm just going to select that line and type trim. Since I've selected this line, it's my cutting edge, so I'm going to press enter again, and then all I have to do is drag a line through there, and it will get rid of everything above that line. So that's the front view complete. To finish the top view, we're going to do something similar, except with the quadrants of the circles. So I'm going to do one from there, and there, and there. That is a little tedious, so I'm not going to do it for both sides yet. I'll show you how I'll do that in just a second. Trim again, enter, get rid of that. I'm going to do an offset. According to this, the depth is 1/4 inch, so my offset's going to be 0.25. Okay, trim. This time I'm not going to choose any surfaces, so I'm just going to press enter. Delete both of those. Delete that, and that, and that, and that. Actually, I didn't mean to delete that one, so I'm going to put it back just by stretching that across. I'm going to select all of that and make it a hidden line. And then in order to put this in the right place, I'm going to select all of that again. I'm going to choose copy. It wants me to choose a base point. I'm going to come down here to the front view and click on the very center of that circle. And I'm going to click on the very center of the next circle. And press escape. And that completes the top view. Last but certainly not least, we're going to start here and go 1 inch over. And then I'm going to go ahead and type 2, not space, I got to stop doing that. 2-3/8. I'm just going to hover over there, bring it up, over, so this is 1 inch according to the top view. This is 2 inches. That means that this is going to be 1 3/8 down and close. Save myself some time. I'm going to select that line there, choose copy, choose the end, and paste that in there. That didn't come out right. Why was that not right? Interesting. What did I do? That's 1 3/16. Why did I make that 1 even? Let's delete that. Offset 1 3/16. Offset up. There, that's right. Then I'm going to use trim, press enter, but instead of clicking on anything, when you hold the shift key down, it extends things. So now if I hold shift and click on these or drag over them, the lines are extended to the next solid line. So that worked out, even though that was a dumb mistake on my part. I'm going to choose offset, again, 1 inch. For that, that makes my hidden line. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. Anyway, there's that. And then last but not least, I'm going to skip a whole step here and take, or well, not skip a step, but I'm going to cheat basically. I'm going to take the hidden lines for the hole that we've already completed, and I don't think I'm wrong about this. We'll see what happens. I'm going to choose the rotate command, click on the center of this view, and pull straight down. So that rotates it so that it's in line. Oop. I guess I should have copied that first. So rotate, base point, copy, there we go. And then I'm going to pull down and click. Now it's not quite in the right place, but we can fix that real quick. I'm going to select it, choose copy, and move it over. I don't know why I chose copy, because I'm an idiot. What I meant to say is move. Click on that and do the exact same step except with the move command, not the copy command. And voila, our 3-view drawing. In, what, 10 minutes? Not bad. 20 minutes. That was a little longer than I meant. Okay, so the isometric view, the part that you guys have all been waiting for me on, because that's what you need to be doing. So, in order to do this, let's flip over to the isometric plane. I'm going to start with, there's not really a whole lot of easy for this one. Let's see here. Let's flip this around. F5. Let's do that one. Okay. I'm going to choose a space out here using the grid to make sure that any lines I draw this way don't cross my top view. So I'm going to start right here. And let's see. So this one is going to be a little bit trickier because of the chamfers. So weirdly enough, I think I'm actually going to start, if you're looking at my screen right now, inside of the picture, inside of this small part back here, because it's the only one that I am positive I know what the height is. which is 1 and 3/16. Now, I know the height of them, I do know that. But the chamfers and the fact that they're on the 45-degree corners make them a little harder to figure out. So 1-3/16. There we go. I'm going to come back this way. The gap between there is 1 and 9/16. Go. Now, if I go down, I'm just going to have to delete that line. So I'm actually going to change isoplanes to the top in the middle of this shape. And I'm going to go ahead and come this direction. Now that should be, what should that be? That should be 1 and 3/8. And actually, let's go ahead and do that. So 1-3/8. The cross here would also be 1 and 3/8. And then back this direction would be, I'm sorry, I lied. The cross there would be 1, not 1 and 3/8. So I was looking at the wrong place. Try that again. 1. This is 1 and 3/8. That's 1 and 3/8. This would go all the way across for our 4. So I guess what I'm actually going to end up doing here is creating the top view, or the top of the ledge without the chamfer. 4 and 5/16. 1 and 3/8. 1 and 3/8. And then 1. Okay, so how to make the chamfers, and that's kind of the hard part, but not at the same time. It just takes more steps than it would if we weren't doing isometrics. So we're going to start on this endpoint, and according to this, our chamfers are 45 degrees with 1 and 1/8. So I'm going to do 0.125 and press enter. You can kind of see that there's a line stacked one on top of the other there. From the other corner, I'm going to do 1.25, and then I'm going to connect them. Because of the way isometric drawings work, that is actually a straight line if this was not an isometric drawing. And the same thing is going to happen for all of these chamfers, but we're going to take a shortcut again, where I'm going to click here, go 0.125, do the same thing again, 0.125, and I don't know how I ended up in deep space there. There we go. 0.125. There we go. And connect it. So that actually creates a full straight edge. Let's see here. Select that. And select that to get rid of them. The reason I'm deleting those right now is because the trim that I'm about to do won't work if those lines were still there. Got both of those. Now here's where I'm going to cheat. I'm going to select. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and delete those. I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to choose the copy command. And actually, I'm going to come back here. Okay, so did you see what just happened? I've started on this point right here, and I now have the there you go, that green dot connected to my cursor. I'm going to the intersection back here, and then I'm going to click over there. Now that puts those in the wrong place, which is fine, because all I have to do is do that and that. If you did not have the apparent intersection show up, you can still do this. All you have to do is stretch that line out, which actually does make things a little bit easier, but so that it crosses here, and then you can select the intersection there. So that's the top. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of cheating to make the bottom work. So let's just take all of this, copy it, select that point there, and that one down there. That's another good reason to have completed that first. Now all we have to do is, let's see, get rid of some of these obvious things that we won't see. Which actually, there's not a whole lot of obvious stuff that we won't see. And then I'm going to switch isoplanes to make this a little easier. And then I'm just going to connect top to bottom. And that's really the new part of this, is how to do isometric chamfers. And unfortunately, there really isn't an easier way to accomplish this. That being said, I guarantee you this will be the most isometric chamfers you will do for me. They do show up in a few other assignments, but nothing that takes this much time to get them completed. And then from there, the rest should pretty much match what we've done on the last assignment or two. So change here, start a line, flop isoplanes. I'm going to go up from here 2 inches across 4, well here, that way I don't have to type it again. 2 and across. I'm going to start an axis end circle, iso circle. I do believe that it has a radius of 0.25. I'm going to choose here and draw those helpful guidelines so I can easily move the iso circle. I'm going to choose copy, just because I still want to be able to utilize that initial circle here in just a minute to do the other side. Oh, okay. Oh, right, I see. Move again. Apparently I chose copy. I did not mean to do that. There we go. Delete that. Delete that. And that. I'll trim that out in a minute. I'll stretch this over to the other side. Select all of that. Make sure I choose move this time. I'm going to start off by pulling this over to that. Go ahead and save myself by stretching that up. Select, move, intersection to intersection, delete, trim, get rid of that, and the inside, and those two. Select all of that. Change my ISO plane, choose copy, go back this direction, 1 inch. I did miss this, that should have gone with it as well. So go ahead and copy that back to there. And then all we have to do is connect the bottom there. Connect the tangent points, or at least, there we go. There and there. Hair more trimming. And the main shape is done. All that's left to do is our circles. So I'm going to come over, I'm going to come down. I'm going to change isoplanes, there we go. Come down 1 inch. And I'm going to, from that point, go this direction. 1 3/16. Okay, that tells me where this needs to be. So I'm going to choose move, select the end point, and make them intersect. That gives me where this circle is going to go. Axis end, iso circle, center point, diameter 0.5. And just like we did last time, iso circle, end point, diameter 0.25 for the inner. Copy all of it. Change isoplane and move back. 0.25 is the depth. I can delete that one. I can delete those. And we'll trim out the rest. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There's that one. The one on the other side is identical. It just needs to be placed properly. So same deal. So down 1. Was it down 1? Yeah, it's down 1. This way, 1 and 3/16. Take those, move them. There we go. Take that whole thing, copy it, and we're going to find the center point of that ISO circle. Copy it there, delete, delete, and we're done. Now, the last thing that I want to do before I call this completely completed. Uh-oh. Oh no. So the last thing that I was going to do before AutoCAD crashed is move this down so it's a little closer, and when you put it on the layout, it fits. Oh, that's not fun. Sometimes AutoCAD is kind. Let's find out. AutoCAD was not kind. It did not find any recovered drawings. Alright, so, word from an idiot. Kids, save often, save prolifically, and save before you're finished. You guys, however, should have... well, hopefully you won't have that problem, so just save a lot. And then get that PDF uploaded to the Canvas and save your file to your drive and call it a day after that.